Procrastination is the worst enemy of your productivity. Being someone who loves talking about productivity in her YouTube channel and who loves being productive in general, I also am very lazy and I have this habit of procrastination. But in the last few years, I developed a few habits and learned a few tips and tricks that allows me to beat my habit of procrastination and keeps me productive. These are all scientifically proved tips and tricks, and some are modified by me. But yeah, I have tested them all and they definitely work. So if you are like me, if you tend to procrastinate a lot and if it's affecting your productivity, maybe you will enjoy watching this video. So yeah, without any delay, let's get started. You guys have probably noticed that for the intro of most of my videos, I say, without any delay, let's get started. Delaying is something that most often leads to procrastination. Whenever you have a task and you delay that task, you start overthinking and you start procrastinating. And the more we procrastinate, the more the task gets delayed. And the more it gets delayed, the more we procrastinate. So it kind of becomes an endless cycle and it's very difficult to break out of that. And the only way we can do it, we can break out of it, is by not delaying the task. So when you have a task in hand, you should start doing that immediately. Don't overthink, don't procrastinate, don't worry, and start working on it. Now, how can you stop yourself from delaying a task? This leads us to the second point, which is setting hard deadlines. But at times, setting deadlines are not enough because we often do this. We set a deadline and then we keep pushing that according to our will. But when we set a very strict deadline and we decide to stick to it, then it's easier. We end up being very productive and completing that task no matter what. We don't get time to overthink or procrastinate. So what I do is I set a very strict deadline and tell myself that if I don't follow the deadline, there will be consequences. So for example, I was setting deadlines for this particular video and it was supposed to go up in March, then April, then in May, and it was not happening. So finally, I decided to set this strict deadline for myself and I told myself that if I don't upload this video in July, then I cannot upload another video. This is supposed to be the first video that goes up in my channel in July. And when I told this to myself, it was easier to concentrate and I finally uploaded this video. So you can do that for any task and this is an amazing way of playing tricks with your mind. Another reason why we procrastinate a lot is because we are chasing perfection. We want to have that perfect moment to come when we will start doing the task and then we want the result to be perfect. Honestly, there is nothing called perfect time to start something and there is nothing called perfect result. I have learned it in a very hard way. So back in 2014, I wanted to start my YouTube channel and it took me 6 long years to understand that there is nothing called the perfect time and there is nothing called perfect result. So I finally started this channel and it's not about just starting something new. It can be about anything, about doing some chore or doing something at your work. There is nothing called the perfect moment to do a work and there is nothing called perfect result. Perfection is more of an illusion and it only hampers your productivity. So without worrying about perfection, just start working on whatever task that you have in your hand and then slowly you can improve, you can make it better. But from the very beginning, if you start thinking about perfection, it will hamper your productivity and don't do that. Another habit that helped me a lot is following the 5 minutes rule. So when we look at a big task in its totality, we are scared because it's too big, we don't know how we can finish it and then we end up procrastinating a lot. So start small, start working on it for 5 to 10 minutes every day. When you work on it on one day and then on the next day you feel like, okay, I have already worked on it yesterday for 10 minutes, maybe I should do that again today. Because you have this urge of finishing it. And also when you do small parts of it every day, you are not scared of it anymore. It is also known as like an effect or something. It's a very tough term. I'm going to mention that on the screen. But yeah, it's like a psychological effect. And this is just you playing tricks with your mind. So I think we all have these two parts of our brain, one which is very productive and one which tends to procrastinate a lot. And the part of your brain that procrastinates a lot plays trick with your mind and stops you from being productive. So you should learn tricking that procrastinating side of your brain and start making it work for you. The next one is something that everyone can relate to. We all have this huge unfinished list of tasks. We complete 2 of them and then 5 new tasks gets added to that list. And when we think about all these tasks in one go, we kind of get overwhelmed. We start procrastinating. We are wondering how we can complete all of them. Well, it does not really help. So when you have this huge list of tasks that you need to finish, start thinking of one at a time. Pick one task that you want to complete, think about it, go through it, plan how you can do it, and then start doing it. Just stop worrying about everything else. And once you complete one, then only pick another one. This is an amazing way to just calm down your mind and complete your tasks without procrastinating. Another very effective way of beating procrastination is clarifying your doubts. So whenever you are procrastinating about a particular task, instead of running away from it, understand why you are procrastinating. What is it that you are scared of? Once you identify the problems, you will find the solutions. Maybe you can ask someone for help. Maybe you can learn something new in order to make that task doable. Whatever it is, once you understand what the problem is, where the problem lies, it is easy for you to find the solution. And lastly, if none of the points mentioned before is working for you, then sticking to a routine definitely will. There are times when I end up procrastinating no matter what I do to stop myself from doing that. And for all those times, I rely on my routine. I make sure that I have a proper to-do list and I stick to my to-do list and complete all the tasks. And once I start working, this procrastinating self of mine that stops me from being productive sort of subsides and I start enjoying my tasks. So yeah, these are everything that I do. And then you can also do a few fun things like having an accountability partner or making your tasks fun by making it challenging or maybe playing a music. So yeah, there are a lot of ways of beating procrastination. I shared what works for me and I hope they will help you out too. Do let me know if you find it helpful and do let me know what you do to beat your procrastination. If you have watched this entire video, then you probably already love me. So make sure that you subscribe because I would love to have you around. And I will be back with a new video very soon. Till then, take care and bye-bye.